Welcome everyone to the 1975 Turbo Discovery Challenge, sponsored and made by our dearest friend Mr. the Dreamer himself. Yes, my friends, this is an awesome sponsored challenge by our dearest friend Mr. Dreamer. So the challenge is very simple. We are going back in time to 1975 when of course the turbochargers are invented and of course unlocked in automation game. So let's discover the rules together and let's see what's what. Alright my friends, the rules are very simple, but let's start with a little startup on the challenge, and I'm quoting here Mr. the Dreamer. So he said what he said, and I'm quoting here, he said, in automation universe, the turbo technology has been invented. Automakers are in a mad rush to release the most innovative high-tech sports car possible with experimental turbocharging technology. Your job or your challenge is to create a beautiful, drivable, sporty and breathtaking sports car with a turbocharged engine. Inspiration, of course, includes the legendary Porsche 911 Turbo, the Ferrari F40, the Pontiac Firebird Turbo, and the Victor W8. So let's start with the rules then. And of course, we start with the most important rule, which is of course the production year. The production year, my friends, is 1975. Then we move on, of course, with the quality sliders. The quality sliders in this challenge are not allowed, must remain on 0 all the time. Moving on with the next bit, which is of course the body type. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any body type you want. Moving on with the body material, also you can use absolutely any body material you want. Then we have the suspension type. Also, you can use any suspension type you want for the front and the rear of the chassis. Moving on with the engine. Well, my friend, you are limited for some certain types of engines. The allowed engines in this challenge are 5 cylinders and up, no less than 5 cylinders. So inline 5 and up, all the way to 12 cylinders, to the V12. So inline 3, inline 4 and V16 engines are not allowed. Only 5 cylinders and up until of course the 12-cylinder engine. And of course, obviously, you must have a turbocharger on your engine. You can't use a naturally aspirated engine. And then of course we move on with the next bit, which is of course the engine top end, or the valve train as they call it. You can't use single overhead camshaft 4 valves or double overhead camshaft 4 valves. No, 4 valves are not allowed. Anything less than 4 valves is allowed. Moving on with the next bit, which is of course the intake. Well, my friend, you can use standard or performance. Race intake is not allowed. Moving on with the fuel. Well, my friend, you can use only 91 regular unleaded fuel only. 91 regular unleaded fuel only. Nothing else is allowed. Moving on with the next bit, which is of course the exhaust. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any exhaust header. Obviously, because you are running a turbocharged engine, there is only one option for that. And you must use a catalytic converter and at least one muffler. Yes, my friends. Moving on with the next bit, which is of course the engine stress. As always, engine stress is not allowed. RPM stress or torque stress, these two options are not allowed. If I see any engine with RPM stress or torque stress, the whole car will get disqualified, unfortunately. So be careful, my friend. All right, moving on, of course, with the next bit, which is of course turbo lag. Now, yes, I know this is 1975, which means turbochargers are like still new in automation. So basically, your only option is journal bearings for your turbo. So my friend, make sure your turbo is not crazy laggy. Super laggy engines will get disqualified. Yes, my friends, super laggy engines will get disqualified immediately. I don't care if your engine makes 500 horsepower or 600 horsepower. Laggy engines will get disqualified immediately. So be careful, my friend, at that point. And because I also made a special video, you can check it out on my channel right here. You can click right now and you can check out how to tune an automation turbo. If you are still new, if you don't know how to tune it, You can of course follow the steps in the video and you will have a great turbocharged engine with the least amount of lag possible. Alright, moving on with the next bit, which is of course the drive type. Well, my friend, you can use only rear wheel drive. No front wheel drive, no 4x4, nothing else. Only rear wheel drive. Moving on with the gearbox. Well, my friend, you can use only manual gearbox. No other option is allowed. Moving on with the differentials. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any differential option you want. Anything. And then of course we move on with the tires. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any tire option, but obviously no chunky off-roads because we are not building a Jeep, and no semi-slick tires because we are not building a racing car. And then of course we move on with the rims. Now, because this is 1975, this is not 2020, so basically you can't give me a car with 20-inch rims or 19-inch rims. No, that's not real. You have to be, your car needs to be period correct when it comes to design, when it comes to fixtures, when it comes to tires. Everything needs to be absolutely period correct. That means the maximum size for your rims is 16 inches. No more than 16. Anything more than 16, the whole thing will get disqualified. Moving on with the brakes. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any brakes option you want, but make sure your brakes are actually good, because I mean, this is a turbocharged car. It's a fast car. Make sure your brakes, the brakes can actually stop this thing, because if your brakes won't stop it, or if your brakes are like overheating and fading in BMNG, the car will get a DNF, or basically disqualified. So be careful, my friend. Test your brakes in BMNG. Make sure your brakes are actually functional. Moving on with the aerodynamics. This is an important bit because your car is a fast vehicle. You have a powerful turbocharged engine, which means your car needs to be grippy. Make sure you have some sort of active downforce going on so the car can actually stick to the road around corners without spinning off and crash, basically. Because you have a powerful engine, you need to put the power to the ground while cornering. So make sure you have some sort of active downforce. I know it's 1975, but yes, you can still have downforce even in 1975. Then we move on with the engine cooling. Well, my friend, I'm not gonna limit you to a specific number, but make sure your engine is not overheating in BMNG. Any car that will overheat in BMNG, the whole thing will get a DNF, or did not finish, of course disqualified in plain English. So make sure your engine does not overheat. Then of course we move on with the seats or the interior. Well, my friend, if you are using a 2-door or a 3-door car, your vehicle must have 2 seats and more, nothing less than 2 seats. But if you are building a car with a 4 or 5 doors, you must have 4 seats at least, my friend. Remember, 2-door, 3-door car, 2 seats at least. 4-door, 5-door car, 4 seats at least. Moving on with the interior type. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any interior type you want. Entertainment. Well, my friend, entertainment is required, so you can't use the none option, but it's required, so you need to have some sort of entertainment system. Moving on with the power steering, any option you want. Safety, also any option you want, but it's required, so you can't use the none option, only safety. Moving on with the suspension type. Well, my friend, you need to have, you are building a sporty car, so make sure your car is sporty, but remember, we are not building a racing car. Remember that. So you need to have some sort of comfort going on, because this is a car that will go on the street, not on the track only. So any car with 0 comfort or 1 comfort or 2 comfort, very, very ridiculous low number, the whole thing will get disqualified. So make sure your car has at least some sort of decent number, some sort of decent comfortable comfort number. It's because this thing will go on the road, not on the track only. All right, moving on with the next bit, which is of course the budget. Well, my friend, you have a budget of only $25,000. Yes, my friends, no more than $25,000. Moving on with the next bit, which is a very, 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 very important. Please, my friends, focus on this point, which is of course the looks. Well, my friend, your car needs to look like a realistic 1970 car. Yes, 1970 car with all of its legal fixtures like mirrors, indicators, headlights, taillights, antennas, windshield wipers, door handles, fuel doors, exhaust tips, and all of that. All of these things are required. Don't miss out on anything. And because this is a 1970s car, that means you can go crazy with some sort of like, bonnet stripes or hood stripes, door stripes. You can decorate your car to look like a 1970s car. If you are not familiar with 70s car, of course you can Google some legendary popular 70s car, and of course you can copy them. You can do some beautiful styling inspired by these cars. So make sure your car is absolutely brilliant when it comes to its looks and performance and everything else. And now, of course, we move on with the total category points, or the TCP. Yes, my friend, this is a very, very important bit in this challenge. And if you are not familiar with the TCP system, well, it's a system that I invented myself that will tell me how good your car in automation. Basically, the higher the number, the better your car is on paper in automation. And to calculate your TCP number, you need to add these special categories that I'll be mentioning right now. Add them all together, add those numbers together, and you will get your TCP number. Make sure to write your TCP number next to your .car file when you submit it on my Discord. When you submit your .car file, write your TCP number next to it and submit it, my friends, so you will be in this challenge. And the categories in this challenge are drivability, sport, comfort, prestige, and two new categories, which are boost, PSI, how much boost, what's your current PSI number, added, and also the top speed in kilometers per hour. Add all of these numbers together, and you will get your TCP number, which will tell me how good your car is in automation game. All right, my friends, now basically these are all the rules in this challenge. Very, very simple. It's not much, take your time, make sure your car is perfect in every single way, and of course test it in BeamNG more than one time. Test it, stress test it, make sure it's perfect, corner it hard, drag race it, try to drift it, do whatever you want with it. Make sure it's absolutely perfect. And that, of course, brings us to the deadline of this challenge. Yes, my friends, you have a full week to create and to submit your car on my Discord before the deadline. Alright, so today is the 6th of August, which means you have a full week until you submit your car, which means the deadline is the 13th of August, 6 p.m. plus 3 GMT time, because that is my local time. Make sure you submit your car before the deadline, and you are set, my friend. And that's pretty much it. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think about this challenge in the comment section below. Of course, if you have any question, you can ask me directly on my Discord. You can ask Mr. the Dreamer himself on my Discord. All of these things are the link in the description below. And that's pretty much it, my friends. Thank you so much all for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you love my work, if you want to create your own awesome challenge, if you want to sponsor your own awesome challenge, if you want to download all of my replica built cars from my Patreon page, the link in the description below for my Patreon page. Sign up, download all of my cars, and of course you can sponsor your own challenge. And by doing all of that, you will be supporting this channel, you'll be supporting my work, and I will be more than thankful for that, because you are so awesome. Big thanks to all my current Patreon subscribers. You guys rock really hard. Thank you so much from all of my heart for supporting me and giving me more motivation to do more and more and more for you guys. So that's pretty much it, my friends. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and I will see you very, very soon. Watch my previous videos, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now, my friends.